From the Grand Colosseum to the blood-soaked fields of Mongolia, empires throughout history have wielded the power of life and death. Today, we embark on a chilling journey through time, exploring the cruel and unusual ways in which these mighty civilizations executed their enemies, criminals, and sometimes even their own citizens. In the heart of the Roman Empire, death was a form of entertainment. Gladiators, often slaves or prisoners of war, fought each other and wild beasts for the amusement of cheering crowds. But the Colosseum was merely a stage for a wider array of brutal punishments. Crucifixion. Reserved for the lowest of criminals and slaves, this agonizing execution involved nailing the condemned to a cross to die slowly from exposure and asphyxiation. Damnatio at Bestias, a horrifying spectacle in which prisoners were thrown to ravenous lions, tigers, and other wild animals. Poena, Cullei. This macabre practice saw criminals sewn into a sack with venomous snakes or rabid dogs and thrown into a river or the sea. Decimation. A military punishment in which every 10th soldier in a disgraced unit was clubbed to death by his comrades. In the medieval period, executions became even more elaborate and gruesome, often aimed at inflicting maximum pain and humiliation. England. The infamous hanging, drawing, and quartering was a multi-stage ordeal for traitors. First, they were hanged until near death, then disemboweled, castrated, beheaded, and their bodies chopped into 4 pieces. France. The breaking wheel, a large wagon wheel with spikes, was used to slowly crush the bones of the condemned. The Inquisition. Accused heretics and witches faced burning at the stake, a terrifying public spectacle meant to instill fear. Spain. The garrote, a device that strangled victims with an iron collar, was widely used, especially during the Spanish Inquisition. The Mongol Empire, under the leadership of Genghis Khan and his successors, built its vast dominion on ruthless military tactics and terror. Their executions were swift, merciless, and often on a massive scale. Massacres. Entire cities were put to the sword, their populations slaughtered as a warning to those who dared resist. Catapults. In sieges, the Mongols would launch the severed heads of their enemies into cities, spreading fear and disease. Pouring molten silver. A particularly gruesome method reserved for wealthy enemies in which molten silver was poured down their throats. The Ottomans maintained their sprawling empire through a combination of political intrigue and brutal executions. Impalement. Victims were skewered on sharpened stakes, their bodies left to slowly slide down as they died. Sacking. Enemies were sewn into sacks and thrown into the Bosphorus Strait. Decapitation. A swift but still public execution, often reserved for high-ranking individuals. For the Aztecs, human sacrifice was a religious practice, believed to appease the gods and ensure the world's survival. Heart extraction. Victims were held down on an altar, their chests cut open, and their still beating hearts removed. Flaying. Some victims were skinned alive, their skins worn by priests in ritual ceremonies. Imperial China had a complex legal system with a wide range of punishments, including some exceptionally cruel executions. Lingchi, death by 1,000 cuts. The condemned was slowly sliced to death over an extended period, often taking days. The 5 pains. This method involved various forms of mutilation, ending with decapitation. Slow slicing, Lingchi. An excruciating method in which the condemned was methodically sliced to death over an extended period. In feudal Japan, the samurai code of Bushido emphasized honor and loyalty even in death. Seppuku, ritual suicide. Samurai warriors who had disgraced themselves or their lord would commit ritual suicide by disembowelment. Decapitation, a swift death often used for common criminals and enemies.